I'm not a huge fan of gold, but there is one way that I'll invest in gold. So I'm going to share with you this strategy to investing in gold. And again, everyone has their own opinions. This is the only way that I invest in gold personally. So first of all, let's talk briefly about the advantages and disadvantages of gold. Most people know what those are, but just as a reminder, historically, it's been a great inflation hedge. It's been used as currency for centuries, okay? And it's stable compared to home prices and food prices. As a matter of fact, there was a fascinating gentleman who did a study over several decades showing how many ounces of gold it would have taken to buy the average house in 1960, 1970, 1980, up to today. And the interesting part about that is even with the inflation and home prices in dollars, it actually takes fewer ounces of gold today to buy the average house than it did 50 years ago, and that trend has been going on. So, compared to housing prices, food prices, and other things, gold has actually become more valuable over time. So, interesting study that he did, but again, just talks about the stability of gold over long periods of time in history. Some of the disadvantages: they're not super high returns. Very rarely are you making 20% a year or something like that in gold. It doesn't do that, but again, it provides a great inflation hedge. The other disadvantage, and this one is big for me, my company is called Infinite Passive Assets. Gold does not generate passive cash flow. Okay, that's okay, but that's one of the disadvantages. So, how can you use gold to maximize its benefit? So, what is this new strategy? Basically, you can buy gold with either a wire transfer or with crypto. So that's nice. The company I work with, they store the gold in a very secure location. Honestly, it's in the middle of nowhere, and it is surrounded by armed guards with machine guns. Again, very secured storage facility. And what you can do is when they have that gold in their possession, it's your gold in their possession, they're willing to loan you up to 75% of the value of that gold, and they're using that gold as collateral. Okay, and it really doesn't take much in the way of underwriting because they're not worried too much about your credit score and your income and all that sort of stuff. They've got the gold. They know that's your collateral, and so if you put in $20,000 worth of gold, they'll give you a loan of 15,000, 75% of the value. So they'll give you a loan of $15,000, and it's a commercial loan, which means it needs to be used either for additional investing or for a business venture. And so you can use that 15,000 to invest or to buy a business or something like that. So just to clarify, it's not a personal loan, but you can then use that loan for business or investing. So what do you do with all that? Let me show you. So one example is, let's say you put $20,000 of gold into this facility, and you borrow 15,000 of it out. Okay, so you've got $15,000, and you can go use that to invest in a business. Well, one of the businesses that we really like takes a few months to build, but it will build up to about a $3,000 a month of passive cash flow. It costs $15,000 to get started, and so you borrow that 15,000 from the gold, and you buy this business. And within about 9 months, it's generating $3,000 a month, and you use the revenue from that to pay off that loan. So that a year from now, you have $20,000 of gold, which may have appreciated to more by then, and you have a business that's generating $3,000 a month of passive cash flow. That's how you use gold to leverage and create additional wealth. Another example is very similar. Let's take that same $20,000 of gold, do that same loan of 75%, so you pull out 15,000, and we have investments that will pay as much as 10% per week. Okay, some phenomenal investments out there with some traders, forex trading, that are just getting phenomenal results. You can pay that $15,000 loan off in barely 2 months, so that 2 months from now you have 20,000 of gold sitting in a vault and appreciating, no debt because you've already paid it off, and you now have an asset that's generating fantastic cash flow. And so just some strategies where you can use gold as a safety part, from a safety standpoint, use that as collateral to go get funds to invest in some riskier opportunities, knowing that the gold is always there as your foundation, as your safety net. So just some creative ways to use gold as part of your portfolio. If you'd like to move forward with any of these or have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll show you how I've done it.